Hey everybody, it's December 22nd, 2025, and I'm going to talk about my visit the last 2 days to the WinStar Casino in South Bend, Indiana. Tell you about my experience there, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And again, guys, I'm going to start doing these longer form content and posting it on YouTube as well as other platforms. Seems like the views and the likes and the comments have been decent, so I'm going to keep doing it. First of all, why did I go to WinStar in the first place? Well, it's because Friday night, Notre Dame was playing, who were they playing? Indiana, duh. Indiana Hoosiers in the first ever college football playoff game. I played football at Notre Dame many, many moons ago, and this was a historic moment. It was freezing out. Well, what was interesting was the tickets for the game, guys, were not cheap. Not cheap. I don't think I've ever spent this much money other than the Super Bowl on football tickets before. In fact, I know I haven't. I bought 2 tickets for $8.50 each. They're good seats. They're on the 50-yard line, 55th row. There's definitely better seats, but these were pretty good. It was in the 100 section, or they call it the 0 section, I guess, at Notre Dame Stadium. 55th row, section 10. The seats in front of us were maybe a little bit better, but I was lucky to get them at that price because everything else was going for a lot more. And the StubHub fees added another, at the end of the day, I paid over $1,100 each for them when the StubHub fees were in there. So anyway, I was happy I got it for that price, but I'm looking at crap now and it's like, whoa, hotels, it's a gouge fest. Hotels are $1 million. Now I'm in Chicago, guys. When you go to a Notre Dame football game, you typically don't need to spend the night. So I'm not sure what hotels usually cost there on game day weekends. Probably always considerable. But this one, I couldn't, it was crazy. It was crazy, the hotel prices. So I just go on Expedia and start looking around, and the casino pops up. I didn't even know this casino was there. And I think the junior suite there was like $1,800, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't have a host there. I don't know anybody there. I don't know any of the casinos they're affiliated with. Now, I have heard about people going to the WinStar in New Buffalo, Michigan, but I've never been there. Again, I don't know anyone. So I go to the website, and I just put in it said contact us, and it was like a little chat room, like one of those little old school chat room things. And I said, I'm looking for a host at a casino, and someone from the marketing department got back to me in the damn thing almost immediately, and said someone will be reaching out to you shortly. This guy, Adam, calls me. I think his last name is Angelos. And I'm okay sharing his first and last name because he did a great job. I have nothing but positive things to say about him. And I told him who I am, told him I bet a lot. You can look at my Instagram page. I don't think he was familiar with me, but he became familiar and went and looked at my page. Happy to comp you a junior suite for the night. Come in the night before if you want. And I go, nah. Game's at 8 p.m. Friday night. I don't want to be out there for 2 nights. My son wasn't going to come with me. I don't like being away from my son if I don't have to be for more than necessary time. But I definitely wasn't driving home after that game, after an 8 p.m. Friday night game, after tailgating and drinking all day. Hell no. He agreed to comp me the room, and he said, yeah, we don't really have a high limit. We don't really cater to that, but I think you'll, whatever. He kind of downplayed it, but he was happy to have me and very responsive, okay? So, I go into town, and if you haven't been to South Bend, Indiana, you got Notre Dame Stadium, and Notre Dame's campus is kind of where the world rotates around, and at least my world would rotate around that. But you also have other crap going on. You got a couple hospitals, you got a couple other colleges and universities in town. There's a downtown South Bend area where the College Football Hall of Fame used to be. And then out on the outskirts is where the South Bend Airport is, okay? No one really flies out of there unless I don't even know why you would, but I think people in South Bend might, I don't know. I only knew that existed because when I played football at Notre Dame, when we chartered flights that were more local, we would come out of there. I think we went and played at Ohio State, and we chartered a flight out of the South Bend Airport. The longer ones away, we would drive into O'Hare. But actually, most of them would come out of South Bend Airport, so that's why I even knew it existed. Anyway, where the casino's at isn't really by anything. It's not in the downtown area. It's not by the campus, which I think is a huge mistake. If I was the South Bend city planners, they built up this whole area around that campus in the last, I think, 20 years or so. And there's a whole like second downtown area that's nicer than the real downtown right by campus. Row homes, apartment buildings, restaurants, bars, very walkable from the stadium. So, you know, I guess there probably wasn't room for a casino right there, but I would have liked to see this casino be a little bit more in that action, because I truly think it would be a game changer. But you know, I'm sure there's a lot more to that. The casino's owned by an Indian reservation too. I don't know if it's actually on Indian land. It didn't seem like we were on Indian land, but who knows? Whatever. It's nowhere. It's not anywhere near anything. It's on an island. Okay, it's like literally, here's the casino. Here's 2-lane highways, and here's nothing in the vast amounts of land around it. Okay. I get to the casino, and we go to check in. We had valet there. It was very apparent immediately who the people that work there are. You could tell it's a lot of like locals that are maybe like retirees. There's an older gentleman that was the valet guy, nice guy. Another older gentleman when I walked in and greeted me walking into the hotel. Yeah, all that was fine. Woman checked us in, and then you know, we go up to the room. And I gotta tell you guys, this hotel is way nicer than it needs to be. Everything is new. Everything feels new. You get out of the elevator, you walk into the hallway. It wasn't like you were at a shitty place. You could tell it felt nice, okay? And then I only got the junior suite because they're bigger suites. They had already, you know, either rented out or given them to established players there. But my suite was fine. It was a junior suite. It was a big room, bathroom. And again, those were going for, I think, 50, so I want to say $2,000. Someone told me 1,600. I think the standard room might have been 1,600. This wasn't the standard room. This room, I want to say, was going for $2,000. So I'm happy. I'm happy. What was cool about it too is they have a shuttle that goes to the Notre Dame games. All right. So game day they have a shuttle that goes to Notre Dame. So that was huge. That was really huge. Actually, I don't even know how I would have got to the game otherwise, because Ubers were nowhere to be found. It's a madhouse. Everyone was taking Ubers. So I go downstairs, I'm waiting for the shuttle, and sure enough, a guy that wasn't even my host goes, "John, how you doing?" I want to introduce myself. It's a different host, and two gentlemen, actually. I don't remember their names. They gave me their cards, but that's neither here nor there. Very nice guys. They knew exactly who I was. They told me what to expect when I played tonight, blah, 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 blah. Very welcoming. I enjoyed that. And then I'm like, you know, I'm going to take a look at the casino. Actually, I'll show you around, John, before the shuttle comes. Walked me around the casino. Bigger than I thought it would be, nicer than I thought it would be. And I got to tell you, you know, I know it was a Saturday night when I came back and played later, and it was jumping. There was a lot of people there. It was bigger and nicer than I had anticipated. And even the next day, before I left, when I went to cash out my chips, there was like a little bit of action going on down there. There was people around the craps table, people talking. It's just a good environment. I'm not saying it was like, you know, you're on the floor at the Wynn or something like that, or, you know, there's dancing girls on bars, but definitely more energy than I would have imagined, okay? And you always know if a casino's got shit going on if you look at the craps table at 10 in the morning on a random, any day really. Are there people at the craps table? And the answer was yes, John. There were people at the craps table on 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning, which means they're doing something right, okay? I was surprised how they had the layout. They had a high limit slot area up, but they didn't have really, they have 2 pits of table games and a lot of gimmick games. There was like, I don't even know what it was called, something stud. I think Louisiana stud, I don't even know what that is. What's really annoying for me was the blackjack it said blackjack plus 3-card poker. And I'm like, dude, I just want to play frickin' normal blackjack. What the hell? And I'm walking around and then noticing all of them say blackjack plus 3-card poker. You know, so that was strange. But anyway, fast forward, go to the game. Notre Dame blew them out. Come back to the casino around 11:30 at night. Again, it's packed and it's jumping. I'm looking at the table games again, seeing Louisiana Stud. And then there was like 4-card poker. It was like weird stuff, okay? And then there was like crazy eights, or stuff I never heard of, okay? And then it dawned on me that this Blackjack Plus 3-card poker was just blackjack. It was that freaking stupid ass side bet all the other casinos have too. A lot of the other casinos have too. It wasn't 3-card poker. The side bet was 3-card poker, but I've never seen them say on a sign Blackjack Plus 3-card poker, which for me was a deterrent because I didn't think it was a regular blackjack table, and it was. It was just, the 3-card poker side bet. Okay, got it. All right. Took me a minute to figure that out. All the tables were $15. My guess is during the week, it's probably $5 tables there, maybe $10. But on a Saturday night, all the tables pretty much were $15, except the one that wasn't jammed, and that was $25. Okay, so $25, table was empty. I sit down at it, and then the table filled up because I think I had put on social media that I was going to be there. Before you know, we had 5 people at that table, which was fine with me, guys, which was fine with me. What was very interesting, though, I don't get it. It was $25 minimum, but the maximum was $500. I repeat, the maximum bet was $500. Now let me talk you through that, okay? I kind of think, like, it crossed my mind. I don't think this is the case, but it crossed my mind that they maybe lowered the table maximums because I was coming. I could see them doing that. I've had other smaller casinos like that stop me during play and say that I'm not allowed to play blackjack there just because they don't want the heavy action and the swings. But I don't think so. I don't think that was the case. But here's why the $500 maximum throws me off, guys, all right? Anyone that works in the casino business, like if you go to Rivers Casino in Des Plaines, Illinois, it's a $25,000 maximum. That means you could be off the street to some guy and bet 25 grand a hand without any special privileges or anything. Rivers Casino in Illinois does that. That's crazy. You can't get that, dude. You walk into the Venetian or Palazzo, it's 15 grand. Even the fucking the Wynn in Encore in Vegas is 10 grand. Now, if you're an established player, you can negotiate better limits. Like for me at MGM, I get 2 hands at 20, or either 2 or 3 hands at 25 grand each. I don't bet that much. 10 grand's fine with me. They go, John, you're at 2 and 25. Well, I'm at 2 and 25. Thanks. I didn't ask for that. But when you're an established player, they raise those kind of limits. Okay, is what it is, right? Is what it is. So there's always the risk that the wheels fall off when a player goes on tilt. All right, what going on tilt means is it's a disaster. You're drunk, you're obsessed now, maybe or maybe not you're drunk. Maybe you're on blow, who effing knows. But that point where you go nuts and start over betting and all of a sudden you're pulling money out of your ass and everything and you're betting, and it goes the wrong way. Okay? Casinos love that. Casinos love that. Or if you played for 5 hours and you're up 15 grand, betting 200 to 500 bucks a pop, and again, you're up all that money and decide to start playing 5 grand hands and you lose 3 in a row and give it all back. Casinos love that. 4 Winds is capping you at a $500 maximum. The casino is limiting themselves from benefiting when a player's wheels fall off. I don't understand it. Again, it did cross my mind that maybe they lowered the maximums because they knew I was coming. Either way, I'm surprised that they were set up like that. Okay, I'm surprised. But it also made me realize, though, gosh, they're giving me this nice room here, and you're at $500 maximums. They must not have big players here, and they got this beautiful hotel. So it tells me that, shoot, I'm gonna bet $100 a hand, and I'll probably be treated like a rock star here. And it's not just because of my social media, it's because of anybody. I think anybody that comes in there betting $100 plus per hand, you're probably gonna be very, very, very well treated. Okay? That's my guess. That's my guess. Now the slot players obviously are always going to have the red carpet rolled out for them, so be aware of that. But as a table game player, man, $500 max, dude, shoot. They don't have big players, that means, guys. So you're that $100, $200 guy. They don't have $1,000 guys, okay? There's no table to play at, pal. Follow me? Spilled on myself. I ended up winning $2,500. It was fine. I was betting black chips, going back and forth, and I was actually going down. And I started to play this stupid 3-card poker side bet. Hit 3 of a kind, hit $25 on it. They go, oh, you won. And I go, it was the first time I made the bet ever. And it was 90 to 1. So they paid me $2,250. I'm like, that's good. Thank you, sir. Some other people at the table, I think, were a little bit jealous when that happened because they were betting $1 and $5 on those side bets. And I bet every hand, I put $25 out and boom! Proceeded to then not make that bet. The next 15 hands, lost every single one of them. And like, you know what? F that bet, bro. Didn't make it again. The bet's stupid, guys, just so you know. Yeah, so that's how it went. I'll tell you what, the buffet wasn't open. There was nowhere to eat breakfast the next morning. I was a little annoyed with that. Again, you're on these 2-lane highways in this rural area, guys. You know, to go over by Notre Dame's campus and those restaurants, it's far. You know, well, I think it's technically 6 miles, but it's a little pain in your ass. You know what I mean? I would have liked to see more places to eat there for breakfast. There was one place, but it was more kind of like grab and go than an actual restaurant. And nicer than grab and go, I shouldn't say that. But they have this big thing called The Buffet with this big grand thing. I was looking forward to hitting that up. I go down there and find out it's only open from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. So they're not catering to the breakfast crowd, obviously. Copperhead, I think it was called. They have some steakhouse in there that looked nice. We didn't go in there because, again, by the time I was gambling, it was, 11:30 at night. It was closed. It wasn't open the next morning, obviously. But a guy that was playing next to me, what was that dude's name? Marco B. Winning is his name. He told me that restaurant's really good and best place in town. He was local in South Bend. So, which I don't doubt. South Bend's not like Podunk hillbilly, guys. South Bend has a lot of stuff going. It's a big little city. You know what I mean? With a lot going on. So they have nice restaurants and dining. And this particular person told me it's the best steakhouse in South Bend. So I can't vouch for that, but it did look halfway decent. They had a kiosk for sports gambling. I did not see an actual book for sports gambling. They had a book like set up for it, but it wasn't like it wasn't set up as like a sports book, like sit down and watch games. Not that I saw, at least. What else? I think I saw a small poker room. I saw something going on in the little room. I think it was a poker room. But anyway, I give it 2 thumbs up, guys. It is what it is. Your expectations should already be, in the framework of what you're walking into when you go to a place like that. You hear Indian Reservation, you hear South Bend, Indiana, you hear no high limit room. You should have a set benchmark in your head that already exists. And I did. And I walked in and it far exceeded what that benchmark was. So I'll be back. I might make it my spot when I go watch Notre Dame football games. All right? Have a great day, guys, and Christmas is in 2 days. Merry Christmas.